Hey guys, in this video we're going to be talking about one of my favorite pistols that I own, and that is this Glock 19. You see that it is in the Roland Special style. If you're familiar with what a Roland Special is, originally it was a Glock 19 with a KKM barrel and compensator, I believe a Surefire flashlight, and an RMR dot. So this is in that style. It's not exactly the same. You'll see starting at the bottom here, this is a Magpul enhanced magwell. This frame is just a factory Glock 19 frame. I actually built this gun from the ground up into what it is now. It's not a retrofitted Glock 19. So this frame I bought off Gunbroker, just the frame with the locking block and the internals already installed. The slide is it's a Brownells Glock 19 slide that is pre-cut for a RMR. The Hollow Sun optic that sits on it right now fits the same footprint as the Trijicon RMR. The barrel is a Swinson. That's the Midway USA brand. It's a Swinson barrel, and the compensator is a KE Arms. This is their what they call their long thread compensator. They have a little shorter, stubbier one that's for short threaded barrels. I went with this one because the threads are a little bit too long for that comp, and this one kind of more closely replicates the Roland Special look. The light is a TLR1 HL Streamlight. It's the 800 lumen model. I actually really like this light. I have a couple of them, and they are super bright. The dot, as I mentioned, is a Hollow Sun. It's the 507C. I originally bought this dot because I thought I wanted the circle dot. It has the option of running just the circle with the dot in the middle, like the EOTech style reticle, or just a 2 MOA dot. After I got it and started shooting it, I ended up moving to the 2 MOA dot. I like that a lot better, and that's what I've been running ever since. The backup sights are a set of Ameriglow GL 511. The 511 indicates that it has the tritium front with the orange circle. I actually have another pistol where I have the GL 429s, which are just the black rear and the black front. But this being a gun that I carry, I wanted that brighter front dot just in case I had to use the iron sights at any point. So I do carry this gun. This is actually my church carry gun. I wanted to have something with a little more capability, something with a little more capacity over my Glock 43 that is kind of my default everyday carry gun. So this is the one I carry to church. I carry this gun and a backup magazine. I always carry a Glock 17 backup magazine just for the extra capacity, and you might as well. It fits the same mag pouch. So my carry load are these 124 grain Federal HSTs, which I really like. I'll show you the holster that I carry this gun in. This is it's a 2A armament holster. It's not a bad holster. It's cut for a Glock 34, which is what you need for the extra length that the comp adds to the gun. And it's comfortable enough to carry. My problems with this holster were that it had a lot of, when I first got it, it was like it was molded a little sloppily. I ended up taking a heat gun to it and kind of fixing up some of the contours that were a little bit off. I had to grind on the nose of it a little bit. It was just, the fit and finish wasn't great. But my biggest complaint about it was I ordered it with this claw, which if you carry appendix, you know that the claw is helpful it pushes in on the inside of your belt and really pushes the butt of the gun up against your body to keep it from protruding, because that's what tends to print the most. But when I got the holster, you can see these original holes. The claw was down here, which is not in line with the belt loop, which if it's not pressing against the inside of the belt is not doing any good. So I don't know why they would ship out a holster with an appendix holster with the claw in the wrong spot. So I ended up having to drill these holes and move the claw up to get it to line up, and it works okay now, but I don't know that I would buy this holster again. I run it in conjunction with this mag pouch. It's the Davis Tactical mag pouch, which I like their pouches. Like I said, I run the I carry the Glock 19 size magazine in the gun, and then I have a Glock 17 backup. But we'll go out on the range and do a little bit of shooting with it. It's a really nice gun to shoot. The dot takes some getting used to if you're used to shooting iron sights. The thing that I found is it makes you have to really focus on how you draw and present the gun, because if you aren't presenting the gun perfectly every time, you're not going to pick that dot up every time. You'll be sitting there searching for the sights in order to find the dot. So for me, learning the dot has really taught me all the things that I was doing wrong with my presentation, and then shooting the dot shows you really how unstable you are when you try to shoot a handgun, because that dot is a constant tracker of how much your gun is moving around, and with a giant front post out there on a pistol, you don't really notice all that movement. When you get a dot on there, you notice. So I think it's really good. It helps you to make those longer shots. It helps you make a little more precise shots. I think it's faster once you learn it, but it does take a little bit of time to learn it. So anyway, we'll go out on the range and do a little bit of shooting with it and kind of show you what it can do. Okay, here we are out on the range with the Glock 19, sort of Roland Special. One thing I didn't mention earlier is one of the reasons I really like this Streamlight light as opposed to the Surefire X300 is the paddles. I prefer the paddles over the buttons. I like it especially as a lefty because on the support side, if I push down, I'm on constant on. And to me, with the pistol light especially, if I'm shooting with the pistol light, I want a constant on. I don't want to have to be trying to hold down a button while I'm shooting the whole time. And with a pistol, if I'm using the light that's on the gun, that means that I've already identified a threat and I need the light to shoot. So I'd rather be able to click it on, and then when I'm done, just click it back off with my thumb, or with my finger. So I like the way that it's set up, especially for a lefty with a Streamlight. So that's one of the reasons I went with this light over the X300. So we're going to do a little bit of shooting around here, kind of show you some 25-yard shooting with the dot, and we'll shoot a little paper too. So. Another thing I forgot to mention, something else I've done on this gun and what I do with most of my Glocks is this slide release. Slide lock slide release is a ghost bullets forward slide release. What that enables me to do as a left-handed shooter, instead of having when I reload to come over the top and run the slide, I can just insert a magazine and I can just press down on that button and send the slide home. I think it's a lot faster to do it that way. That's the way I prefer to do it. You could do it with the factory Glock slide release. There is a method of putting your finger up there and slamming that magazine home and kind of using the force of slamming the magazine home to drive that button up into your finger. I was never really able to get the hang of that. This release works a lot better for me for that purpose. So, like I said, that's what I've been using on most of my guns so that I can have a consistent method. All right, so we're about 30 yards here to the targets down here on the fence line. That's a pretty decent pistol shot. Just wanted to give you kind of an idea of what a dot can help you do on a pistol. I'm not the best pistol shooter in the world, but a dot really makes a shot like this a lot easier. that's it for the range portion with the Glock 19. You can see it runs well. It's accurate. It's fun to shoot. So thanks for watching.